Hello, welcome to another Touchline Fracas podcast. My name's Lewis, and I'm joined by Disu, the famous Disonomics. Congratulations on your show.
Oh,
man.
yeah, say.
Yeah, exactly. You changed your show, innit? You wearing fucking 3/4 lengths in the winter. I don't know what you're playing at, my son.
Uber'd
Bit of
home,
fashion.
Uber here, Uber back, man.
It's a bit of fashion.
Different on Disu.
Yeah, no, that's why.
Can't we talk about fashion with your dead grandpa hat, bro? What, remember Sunday, yeah?
It's Thomas Shelby, yeah? You address me as Shelby.
It's offer, but you order the Peaky Blinders.
How you doing, Seb?
I'm fine, man.
Yeah, ever since we went visual, Lewis is wearing shoes everywhere, bro.
Listen, big that,
I
man.
wear some dusty Converses last week. I got cussed for it.
I was right now.
Trying to look all stylish and shit.
And we got shown.
Come on.
Oi!
Yes.
Congratulations,
mate.
man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Well, maybe I should say. I don't know. Like, yeah.
No, you can say it.
Oh, okay, cool. I've got license to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
So
He's
Not
Sean's,
hiding it.
Why have you got one dread coming out your hat, bro?
Leave me alone, man.
Sean spent the last 10 minutes convincing us how happy he is, man.
I'm a happily married man. Come on. Yeah,
No, congratulations,
Thank
man.
you.
But
very
yeah,
much,
first
man.
pod since marriage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Good to have you, man.
yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Man, well, you said out for 3 months marriage.
Injured out.
Injured out.
We got Barai as well.
How you doing,
Obviously,
Governor?
Yeah, you doing right? No, Dr. Martins today.
No, Dr. Martin.
I heard they were cold. Anton said they were cold, though.
They're all right, man.
They were purple.
Burgundy, man.
Burgundy.
Colorblind. Add that to his list of skills.
Asperger's, colorblind.
Oi. None of that. Alright.
Cheeky nights out. Sheesh.
You guys need to drop this sheesh thing, you know.
Brother, you're there every week, fam.
What do you mean? I haven't been there for like 6 months.
Is that 2 a.m. when you just typed in the group chat in capital letters? Sheesh. Instead, I haven't been able to forget it, right?
Did I do that? Yeah. That's shameless of me. Anyway, guys, make sure to use the hashtag Touchline Fracas. So cool, guys. Let's start with the big game today. Do you know what? Yeah, I can't remember the last time. I don't think in my lifetime I've ever seen Man United be such underdogs for a game, like on the betting market.
Really?
Yeah, United
What
were
City
8-1.
What City last season?
No, United were 8-1.
Oh, you mean on the market?
On
Yeah,
the
it probably
market,
wasn't that. It wasn't that low last season.
No, of course not. Like it's unheard of. But I mean, the game turned out how
The bookies
Oh,
expected.
the bookies
everyone
expected it, how we expected it. Pretty much how everyone else expected it, really.
Yeah.
What was your guys' thoughts on the game? Did you see any signs of encouragement from Man United or Miro?
Popped. I think the worst thing about it is that, again, like last season, City didn't really have to do too much. It's like with the lineup, you're half giving the game to them. They're better than you anyway, and then with the lineup, you're basically giving them the game away. So they didn't even have to be at their best. So they had a few spells during the game where they just sped the game out in terms of tempo and just punished us, man. Really.
Yeah, it's like for maybe a large majority of the game they were in second gear, and when they needed to turn it up, they'd turn it up. When they wanted to relax, and we got a game, 2 weeks time, let's relax, lads. Yeah, they'll do that, and then it's literally they just done as they please, and I feel like obviously the goal came. I don't even know who to blame for the goal, the first goal. I don't know if it's Luke Shaw's fault because it was such a good ball, but I don't know if it was unexpected. But I don't know anyway. But that goal come and then there was comfortable, and then
That inside the fullback pass was on all game.
Yeah.
On both sides. Inside the fullback was always up, and like we know Luke Shaw's dodgy defensively, so I knew at least one of their goals were going to come from his end, and then Bernardo doing what Bernardo does, making the right decision, and Silva just there to nicely slot it away, and then from there, just routine really. I mean, the penalty made it a little bit interesting, but then I never had any doubts that we
Yeah,
were
I mean,
gonna
it's like well, United didn't really do much up until the penalty, and then you got the penalty, and then just didn't do anything for the rest of the game.
I think even when Lukaku come on, we just looked slightly worse, which was harder to say because like we were so bad. But then again, he was so excited. I don't know what's wrong with him. When he gets the ball, he's bit excited. So then his legs can't like comprehend he's just got the ball. So then his body isn't working together with his mind, and then he just can't control the ball. The ball goes elsewhere. City retain possession, and that's how their third goal came about.
Yeah.
If I'm right, the third goal came about from Sanchez chipping it to Lukaku. Lukaku miscontrols it and throws his arms in the air. They keep it. masterclass by Pep by sending Sterling as a false 9 because now the centre backs don't know who to pick up. Yeah, so Gundogan comes in. The centre backs are just thinking, yeah, Matic's gonna follow Gundogan in and whatnot. Matic is just I don't know what he's doing, and then the ball eventually comes to him and then he scores the goal. But it just comes down through it's just the basics. The last 3 games that we've won, yeah, it's just because we've done the basics once or twice, which comes from one person holding up the ball. Yeah, we sustain pressure, we do something, a goal comes back. It may be by luck, but it just comes from the striker or one person holding up the ball. Today we saw Lukaku playing. Yeah, he wasn't able to hold up the ball, and then eventually it cost us a goal. He didn't create nothing. He didn't lay nothing. He was just,
But you said before the pod that you thought Rashford did well.
No, I didn't say he did well. I thought he done okay. I thought as a number 9, if you're not scoring, I expect you to do the basics, innit?
What was the basics?
Yeah, so the basics is to control the ball and bring others into play. He done that. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yes, he brought others into play.
Okay.
Yeah, he controlled the ball. He brought others into play. I think he linked up well, especially with Martial. I think there was a chance he had where Herrera, if he had played it 2 seconds quicker, would have been on goal. But then obviously he's had to track his he's had to do whatever and then pass it to Martial. Yeah, whatever, and then he gets flung on the right. We all know Rashford is not a winger, and that's where the rubbish begins, innit? But I thought as a 9, he done the basics well. I thought he done whatever he could. I think he made one mistake on the right where he tried to do a skill, but that was because there was no one. No one around him. He should have.
Is that the one where he ran it off the pitch?
Yeah,
no, he tried to do a skill. He tried to do a flick. Tried to flick it.
Turn out, retain the ball.
Yeah, he tried to flick it.
Some dead trick.
But then again, when you got to think about it, in the final third, all right, cool. If no one's around you, I'd say try and make something happen. That's what I say. I'd say try and make something happen, innit? But that was the only mistake I think he made, innit? Other than that, the whole team was poor. I don't even want to talk about the midfield. I don't want to talk about the fullbacks. I think Lindelof was good today. Yeah, I think recently he's really stepped up. But other than that, the whole team was terrible. Shaw was terrible. Young was terrible. De Gea, I think De Gea's done.
Near post.
As in, I don't think he wants to be here.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not as in talent wise.
Right,
I don't think he wants to be here, man.
I mean, would you?
Nah.
What did you guys think of the setup then, anyway? Because was it similar to how you guys set up against Juve in midweek?
This week, so we played the midfield of Matic, Herrera, Fellaini, which itself is a war crime. Mourinho should be tried.
What would you have done differently in that regard?
What would I have done differently? I don't think I would have played any of the 3.
Really? So what would you have done?
Herrera, I would have played Fred, AP. I might have just played them 2, and then had
against City's 3.
Yeah, no, I might play like a compact 4 and 2 up front.
Okay.
Because why am I going to play 3 just for the sake of playing 3? When when they get the ball, they're getting stressed out. You see what I'm saying? So what we did today was we played a 3, and usually Matic is like the single pivot, allegedly, yeah. But today he wasn't really a single pivot. It's because him and what's the other Herrera were meant to be tracking Silver Squared, innit? But Silver Squared was just
Silver Squared.
What City do with their 2 8s is that they move them wide, they move them high. Everywhere. So if you're following these players, they're gonna drag you. They're gonna drag you all over the pitch, and there's so much space in the middle, and the rotation in between the lines is just fantastic. So we couldn't really get a grip on any sort of possession. They were cutting through us because they the 2 Silvers were moving all over the pitch, dragging
one pass.
Matic and Herrera so wide. It was so easy to get that ball in between the centre back and the full back, either on the deck or over the top. So that was terrible. And when we get the ball back, none of the 3 are good under pressure. None of the 3 can dribble, beat players. None of the 3 are inventive. So it's just today to me it was more of a. I look at it in more of a macro sense that these are probably the 2 biggest clubs in the country, 2 biggest spenders. You don't in fact have a bigger wage budget, but just the depth of quality is complete obvious. Like City didn't have De Bruyne, Man United didn't have Pogba, but look at the difference in quality. Like would you say a team that spent probably close to $1 billion since Ferguson's left will have a midfield of Matic, Herrera, Fellaini with Lingard up front, like Shaw and Young at the back? It's just like that level of quality just don't wash. Like City had Mahrez, De Silvas, Aguero, Sterling, then brought on Gundogan, brought on Sane. Gabriel Jesus is not even about.
It's time to wake up, bro. Like United fans were so happy when Shaw got that 5-year contract.
Shaw's air.
It didn't make sense.
The guy
is dead.
Let's have a dialogue here because I'm seeing Shaw get hella plaudits and climbing on for a while. Shaw's air. He's just competent. He's just competent. That's it. What is he bringing to the team?
If you break down what he does, it's so crazy. Like, if someone's down the line, he'll purposely be inside of him. He don't want to close him down. He's like, he don't want no confrontation. Yeah. So that's how he gave away the yellow card, because he was in the wrong position. He don't want to he don't want it. I don't know what's wrong with him.
And a few times Bernardo just stripped him calmly.
He used to be a little bit more athletic.
He's fat now.
He was faster. But then again, today he had one run where I was like, oh, okay.
That's not enough. Mendy had about 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he will do something. I'm like, all right, cool. You got something. But other than that, the guy's horrible.
He's a competent footballer. So in build-up, he's pretty tidy.
Yeah, like people are saying he's a good passer. No, he
could play 1 touch, 2 touch.
Yeah, he could play a couple good passes in it, and he's brave. Like, he will play a forward pass. But that's the basics. Like, your fullback is supposed to play forward. Like, the game's changed. Like, your fullbacks are supposed to be competent on the ball. They're supposed to be technical. You know what I mean? So just because he plays a forward pass in between 2 players doesn't mean he's a good passer. He just, played a normal pass.
Today to me, the gap, he just shows the gap from every level.
The gap in the coaching, the gap in the quality of players.
From recruitment to coaching and down to players, and the players linked to the top 2. Like, without Pogba, we just look completely and utterly clueless. Like,
if Pogba was here, he would have taken the blame, because there was even one point, I wish I took a picture of it, when Aguero come off, we had the ball at the back, so we had the ball at the back, so the 2 centre-backs were split, and then was passing it along the back, and City had about maybe 5 players in front of those 2 centre-backs. There was no one showing for the ball.
Yeah.
No one. It was disgusting. Like, I was like, where is your positional sense?
It's not disgusting because did you see what Herrera was doing to the ball?
Bro, the guys.
How many times Herrera gets stripped in his own half? I'm going over and under 25.
Bro.
He gives the ball away every time. Like, is man a spy? Why are we the only team that has a Spanish player that can't play?
Fam. It's like we got bumped, bruv.
We got Ginnels, bro. No. Like, it's nuts. So, yeah, man. I knew we were gonna get popped anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't anything we didn't expect. From that first 10 minutes, it was like they just pass it around, get to like the edge of our box or into our area. 1, 2 passes, they take it back. Start again. Go over again. 1, 2 passes from us, they took it back. So yeah, just continued in that vein. What do you expect, man? We're miles behind them.
And it's not just close. It's personnel. And the thing is, the reason why there's no point even getting onto his manager anymore. He got a couple of jam results, but like, he's just not brave. He's just not like, you can't. What team that's a top level team is not like stripped with ballers? Like, we're the only one who's playing robotic players. Like, play. Okay, they're not as good, but play AP and Fred. At least when we get the ball, we might be able to get the ball forward. And the thing is, Rashford, Martial, and Lingard looked all right. It looked bright. They had a couple little one-touch play, but when you're playing against that City team, you're gonna need to get the ball quickly because they recover very, very quickly in terms of transition defense.
I was gonna say that was such an impressive display of how to defend on the transition. Yeah. They just limited all your counter attacks.
But wouldn't even been able to do. But to be fair, we are one of the worst counter attacking teams in the Premier League.
There was even a good time where I think it was like Rashford, Martial, they all linked up, and then the ball got to Young. He played a 1-2, and I don't know what pass Young tried to play. And it just didn't make no sense.
I hate that about as well.
I was just like, listen, like, what team in the Premiership would Ashley Young get into right now?
And the thing is, and you can't even blame the players. Like, they're just doing what they can do. Do you know what I mean? They're doing what the best they can.
That's his ability, innit? That's his ability. That's the level. He wouldn't get into any top 10 side in the Prem.
Yeah. The gap between Fernandinho and Matic is just alarming.
It's miles.
Fernandinho was, I think his performance gone a little bit under the radar because
he's a key player for them.
Silva's got a lot of credit. Obviously, Aguero for the goal.
I think
superb.
Yeah, he was sensational. But like, yeah, man, it's just a shame that we literally have maybe I would say 3 quality. When I say quality, I mean like you could give the ball anywhere, they'll make it stick, and that's Martial, Pogba, and Matic. Martial, Pogba, and Mata, and 2 of them youths are fun sometime-ish. So,
did you see a typical kind of tactic from Jose to keep the wingers defensive and tracking back.
Because like when you in terms of transition attack, the reason why we can't transition, like we're one of the only teams in the Premier League that can't transition, is because we are even when we play 4-3-3, our wide players
too deep.
Yeah, off the ball we're like 4-5-1.
Yeah.
So when we retrieve the ball,
everyone's already in the.
Everyone's too
like
deep.
in the
Everyone's too deep. So I implore the listeners to, when you next watch City, when you next watch Chelsea, and when you next watch Liverpool, look how their front threes operate.
Yeah.
Like they stayed narrow. They stayed really, because you see how far Rashford and we're not a compact team. We stay so wide, so it's so easy to find the gaps in between our banks of 5 and 4 because there's 5-10 yards in between them. A competent player, if you don't put pressure on the ball, somebody's slipping the ball through that easily. So we can't transition, even though we have probably one of the fastest attacks in the league. We've got quite a good few decent dribblers. So we were way too deep. So when we won the ball back, we can't get out, and it doesn't help when you have Fellaini. Fellaini was probably the best. He was probably one of the better players today. But Matic and Herrera, who are just sideways FC, don't want to take no risks. We just can't get out of our own half.
And it's one of them things as well, especially if you want to be able to play like that. You also got to be able to like your defense has got to be up the pitch maybe 5 yards. You know, you got to have a centre back that's able to play, and you got to have 2 fullbacks that are competent 1v1. Yeah, Jose doesn't trust these 2 fullbacks, innit? He knows they are not competent 1v1, innit? So he's just thinking, you know what? Worst comes to worst.
Why does he continue to play
let's
them
break
then?
that. Who else?
George, it's funny.
But you've got this Dalot guy, no?
But he's green, innit?
The reason why.
For a reason, no?
The reason why I always say LVG is better than Jose is from a coaching perspective. I want to talk accolade, because obviously Jose accolade absolutely strips LVGs. But if you look at Manchester United and LVG, as much as I hated the guy, you knew how we were going to play. Like, the gap between our back line and our front line was very small. Yeah. And even we're like almost like a box. We're so compact, like literally 30 yards from the distances. So when you get the ball, you can't play through us as easily. We're better. We're actually better defensively under LVG, and we're probably more quote unquote offensive. We just didn't have the players. Under Jose Mourinho, the gap between our back line and forward is like almost the length of the pitch. So you've got a massive gap between the players, horizontally and vertically. Yeah. So there's so much we can't press. When we try to press, like our press gets beaten so easily. Yeah. It's just, oh boy, we are very, very bad.
Yeah. Did you want to say?
No. I was understanding what he said about the LVG. The only thing with under LVG, we only created 1 chance a game. One chance a game.
I think under LVG we kind of knew the formula of what Man United were going to do.
Until the 80th minute.
Monopolise possession, then in the 80th minute you're going to whip in crosses and maybe go a little bit long.
But should I tell the funny thing? I think
what he needed is, I think I've discussed it on the pod before, is when you can see a manager has a process, but the players that they are using for their process
are not as good enough. You know what? I'm seeing it now. I'm actually seeing it now.
He has a process, but then you're looking at the players he's trying to get
actually understand,
and they're not good enough to do what he needs them to do. So what we needed to do was invest in that.
I understand.
If we had that person, but the problem with LVG, the reason why I didn't give him time,
I understand,
and why the ball didn't give him time, that he's too nuts.
Yeah,
so like with players,
he'll pam anyone.
He's pamming the hell of players.
He'll pam anyone, bro.
He'll pam anyone, like, and he's just crazy.
He was a dictator.
But like his actual tactical element part of his game, bro, we'll go away to top teams and what top teams.
Yeah,
your record against top teams is really good.
I remember we pam City 4-2.
We found it easier to play them because they come out and play you.
Exactly.
And what happened when they come out and play, your players have more space to play. But against the smaller team to captain, we didn't have the guys.
We didn't have the quality.
I
swear we bought Arsenal with our B team.
Which game?
With the young boys and that.
Yeah.
We black it, we black it.
Rashford since then.
It was Carrick and Blind at the back.
Black it,
Carrick, Blind, and Varela right back.
Where's Tyler Blackett?
For the young boys and that, I don't even know where that guy is, bro.
Hey, he's gonna be the same place where Reece Nelson's going when he gets out. The same place Reece Nelson's going, and Dan Crawley and Zalia.
The bin
surpassed him.
And Lacazette as well.
Right, let's talk a little bit about City then, because
Ballers,
sorry?
Ballers.
I guess so. I mean, there were so many players that we could mention that stood out today.
Everyone.
Really?
You don't think so?
The two
I think everyone I think the whole midfield. Yeah, so
I really think all of them performed to at least a 7.5, 8
Not Mahrez.
Sterling.
You think
Maybe
Aguero
not
did?
Mahrez, no.
I don't think Aguero did either.
Goal aside,
10 just for his goal.
I think
Aguero's
Sterling.
goal was nuts though.
good player.
Good player.
Good player. Good goal.
People were talking about how Aguero hasn't scored against a team in the top 6 for a year.
Even I I didn't jump on that.
The commentators cursed with that one, I think.
Yeah, I
'cause,
Okay, man, land it through David's nose, bro.
He's one of the worst players you can try and pam, because his goal scoring record is disgusting.
yeah.
It's absolutely
Yeah,
disgusting.
he's serious.
But I thought everyone was really good. Edison aside, I think he's just poor for the penalty.
Edison's better than Herrera, you know.
No,
Passing,
100%.
my
His
word.
passing is unreal.
His passing from goal, ridiculous.
I don't know. Did you see the one where he kicked it like from his
To
box
Sane.
into the opposite corner?
Yeah, to Sane. It was unreal.
Hey,
Like,
Young
it's
got-
I don't know
unreal.
what he's doing
Young
in the
got
gym.
stripped for pace, though.
Unreal.
Young got stripped for pace. He's meant to be black as well, bro.
I don't know what exercise he's doing
Sane
in the
proper
gym.
believes in himself. There's a time I think he got in the box, yeah?
He should-
There's like 4 men in front of him.
Yeah.
He tried
Hey, he tried it.
He tried
Get
to
that
move.
funky Santa Arian you out of there, man. Waste, man.
Yeah,
He tried to
he fully tried it still.
F Sane, bruv. Hey, Bernardo's nuts, you know.
He's cold.
Bernardo is nuts.
Bernardo
He's so
Silva
dirty,
is...
man. He's so dirty.
Bernardo Silva over Isco.
He's
I'm running
he's
with it
technical,
still.
he's tenacious, and he's got the moment. He's got it all, really, man. He's got it all.
Better player than Isco for me.
Not getting into that.
I think that's a shot. I think we discussed that in midweek, didn't we?
I'm running with that still.
Yeah. But I mean, just from where City go from now, like
Do you look better than last year?
this is what I was gonna
No.
say. Yeah.
Or does everyone look a little bit worse?
I feel a bit.
th-
I don't think they're better.
I think I said a few weeks ago that I felt like City the gap seems clearer to me.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
It's hard to say.
No, because in getting
Like, at
parts
this
of
time
that game,
last
they
year,
didn't
I
look
remember
impressive.
Last year we had like Man United were kind of keeping.
No, but
pace.
I think it's sitting out in their flow though.
Yeah.
They're in their flow. So people thought young summer break, World Cup, where we saying okay, cool, back to Pam the League again. Like what the goal difference is plus 30 something, and we're 12
31
games
after
in.
12 games.
Like
They
they're
scored
barely.
50 goals already, innit?
What, in the league?
No, in the season.
I was about to lose it.
I mean, I think another aspect that
It's got 50 in the league.
No.
They can't be far off.
it's
They're
about
probably not far.
35 because they haven't conceded a goal. Because we're going to say like another underrated
I
aspect.
think
of City.
defensively they got better.
Laporte and Stones.
Laporte-
they've got-
Yeah,
Laporte is
unreal.
He's
whole.
quality. He's
People need to put
quality.
respect
Having-
on his
Having
name.
them two, having faith
I
in them is cold.
was waiting to launch an agenda. Like 70 million for
And the thing
it.
is, we've seen with other defenders play for Man City that it's not the easiest team to defend.
Yeah.
To defend for.
Even
We've
Pep
seen
said it
defenders
himself.
struggle,
Pep
you know?
said it himself. We don't really
Finally,
focus on
Kompany's gone,
defending.
and Otamendi.
Otamendi's done out.
Yeah, Otamendi's done out here, bro.
Otamendi loved the bouncing ball, you know.
Pep
It's
said it
always mad.
himself, man.
City have been able to like just run through the defenders because they spent what 30 million Danilo. Yeah.
Yeah, 50 mil
Otamendi
here,
40,
60,
Mangala 40.
75.
Where is Danilo?
He's there. He's still in the squad,
Sub-
but he's
sub player,
just
innit?
subbing
You know,
it.
it's not life, you know.
He's just a backup
Need more
right back.
Fabian Delph, in my opinion.
Huh?
Need more Fabian Delph. Come on, guys, it's not hard. Pass and move, the basics. Get out of here, man.
This guy, man, knobhead. Been at City 1 year, you think you're hard, like.
Yeah, man's like, come on, like Pep told me, give you the here.
Yaya Toure was looking at him like, if I
If I slap you.
At the end of the season, yeah, when Yaya came, he was playing DM.
Yeah.
Yaya looked nuts, you know. Yaya was just bopping tees,
he's
bro.
cold.
Easily, if he wanted to, but he just didn't want to play there, bro.
Bro, I'll take him now, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
He's better than Matt.
I'll take him quick 6 months. Come true, bro.
What I said there?
Olympiacos, isn't it?
Yeah, just
6
chill
months
it.
come true, bro.
Brother, he can't be worse than Matic. Matic is
Bro,
nuts.
100%.
I mean, at least on the
Matic is
technical
awful.
level,
Yeah.
like, you know, he's getting.
Matic
ball,
is
blood. You
one
be able
of
to
our
ball.
2 or 3 worst players every
100%.
single game.
100%.
Consistently.
He's done.
That's him trying. That's the problem, man.
Listen, it got to
And
60
he holds
minutes,
on
yeah.
to the ball
You couldn't
bare
even
like
run.
he holds on to the ball bare like he's like a nip.
Yeah, like what are you doing, bro?
Cumbersome, stiff, bro.
Fam,
really
it got
old.
to 60
Turns
minutes,
like a
yeah.
truck.
I see him players run past. I'm like, bruv, like, what are you doing? Like, he's just jogging.
Oh.
60 minutes in.
Matic could have picked up a parcel, bro. He's he could
Yeah.
have run off him for jokes,
He's
man.
an
He's a
idiot.
joke.
I've got a tweet from myself, Matty. He says, Marcus Rashford, I've had enough of my guy. Go on loan, beat a couple chicks at Manchester's fresh as uni rave. I don't care. Just do something to get your confidence back because you're harassing my eyesight.
What's his name? What's his name?
Myself, Matty.
You're harassing my eyesight. Wow, I can't disagree with him.
Fam.
What is Rashford on?
Fam.
Uni raves.
My-
Is this the
Myself, mate. Who are you, bruv?
Hey, I put on Twitter, our man really telling me that Memphis ain't better than Lukaku and
Nah, it's not,
Rashford.
man.
Boy, we've seen what Memphis is on.
I know what Memphis is on,
Should we
man.
talk-
In the
should we talk
Premier
about
League.
Rashford? Should we talk about Rashford?
Memphis doing Batman dances in the corner flag.
Hey, Dixie, talk about Rashford, bro. Talk about
Rashford cut inside cross, don't be in the
Don't
box.
fall for it, bruv. Memphis was there.
You know what Memphis
You know what Memphis has done, yeah?
Memphis Rashford was there, dirty wide in the corner
what,
and that,
a
bro.
stone and a half, 2 stone of that sheer bulk that meant that he couldn't move. So I'd like to see what he'd do back in the Prem, looking like a trim footballer again.
Yeah,
but Rashford, what is he about? What has he got?
Man.
Marshall,
No, wait.
Complete 9 play. Complete 9 play. Complete 9 play. Listen, if I want my boy to hold up the ball, he's gonna hold up the ball.
No, he's not.
If he is, he's holding. Listen, go back. Go back, yeah. And wait, go watch the last 3-4 go watch the last 3-4 games, yeah. Look up where the goals have come from.
Okay, what about Juventus game?
Look at who.
When Marshall put it through and goal, and toe put
Okay, wait. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Wait. Cavani will miss about 10 of them a game, bro.
And he'll score 4.
Yeah, because he gets his chances. Rashford gets 1 chance, bro.
He missed
it, bro.
Marshall had 9 shots, he scored 7 goals.
Okay, but hear this,
Rashford had 75 shots, he scored 2 goals.
Hear this,
Hear
this, yeah.
You're telling us he was better than
Do
Marshall?
you bet this game, yeah? How did the first goal come about?
Huh?
How did the first goal come about for the Juventus game? Martial puts it into Rashford. Rashford puts it into Martial.
Yeah.
Rashford back into Pogba.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The boy's playing.
What with the basement stuff? Footballers passing and touching the ball. You know what I mean?
In terms of the actual
I was like, we were all like, I swear to God, I scored a free.
I'm fucking dying. Okay, but head.
Fucking animal.
Hear this, though.
Go on, you're the North, bro.
Hear this, yeah. But
North of the wall,
they
bro.
got fucking Tunde, bro. I'm like, fucking relax.
No, you said it wrong. It's Tunde.
Tunde. But yeah.
Hey, them North youths, man.
Yeah.
They deserve it. They've been sending shots.
Bugsy Malone.
They've been sending shots.
Jorginho.
That's why I come on there, bro.
Obviously, okay, cool. Obviously,
Fucking wildlings. That's why I come on there,
it was
bro.
a Friday, maybe a Saturday. I thought, let me listen to the little man. Little man coming on their podcast.
The young.
And I'm here. First of all, I'm trying to get the subtitles, so I can't understand what man said. I had my Jorginho, and I was thinking, who's that? Like,
Who's
then I got
Jorginho?
Jorginho, and I heard them send shots. So I was thinking, hold on. United fans saying that Ramsey will bring us something different. They're saying that he'll bring us goals. So I looked at Ramsey's statistics. Ramsey's averaging a goal. His goal to game ratio is like 0.16.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
A goal scored midfielder that scores in 0.16 of his games.
Hashtag goal for it.
Words.
Fucking hell, bro.
So yeah, I'll be listening to them North Youths.
Yeah.
Be your best behaviour. Tunde.
Tunde.
J-May. Can't even pronounce their own names.
Touchline Fracas B.
Yeah.
Alright, enough of that now. Come on.
Europa League.
I can say it, innit?
Let's be nice.
No. It's war.
They have been sending shots though.
Send shots. Let's know who the stars are.
And they've been sending shots. I'm going to start listening to them.
And we got to be careful with Dan, you know.
Yeah.
I've been telling you all the time.
Dan is the king.
That'll be like no shade.
No shade.
He loves it.
After he's applied the shade.
Dan doesn't
Certain
defend
podcasts
us.
are starting late. No shade.
That's new squad. That's new squads.
Dan doesn't defend us, man. We
No,
need to be
sir.
careful.
But yeah, let's move on from the game, man.